welcome back. I am the Sovereign, and this is my court. Yes, I know you guys are shocked. Unless you've been keeping up with me, you knew this was coming. I am living my fantasy princess dreams over here. A lot of you guys wanted to see me do something different with my hair. It's been done, and I love it. I don't care what you have to say about it. I'm keeping it. I like it. I'll switch back and forth between white and brown at my whim whenever I feel at my leisure. If this is your first time in attendance here in my court, greetings. Please consider hitting the subscribe button before you leave our kingdom. Yes, we are full throttle fantasy kingdom over here. Now, Tana Mongeau has finally released her long-awaited apology, and I'm not exactly sure what she's apologizing for, right? She was called out by several of her former ex-friends. Colin, I don't know his last name, but Colin and Simply Nessa15 had both released videos on Tana, and she never really responded to that, talking about her microaggressions due to racism, which, if you don't know what a microaggression is, it's basically like when people walk up to me and be like, oh my God, you're so pretty. Are you mixed? Basically implying that the only way I could be pretty is if I have to be mixed with something, as if I can't be pretty just being the black woman that I am. I'm not mixed. But microaggressions, she didn't really seem to hear. These people try to handle it behind the scenes first before releasing YouTube videos about it. Tana had a video release where she was saying the N-word with the hard ER, very much a no-no. And then she's been partying during this pandemic the entire summer, just partying constantly, saying she doesn't even care about it, saying she's gonna apologize about it, but then continuing to go on and party. So I don't know what she's apologizing for, but it's a 15-minute video, and because I have a little bit of time this morning, as you can see, I'm like in my little pajama shirt. Like, if you guys see this shirt on the channel multiple times, it's because it's probably a lazy day and I didn't want to get dressed, so this is like my lazy shirt. But I mean, white hair though, white, not blonde. I look terrible as a blonde. Okay, we're working white here. So I have Tana Mongeau's video right here. Haven't seen it, so this is a true reaction, first time watching this, because I woke up on Twitter and people said she released a video. So I have the time and the patience to try to hear her out, seeing as I was one of the people on YouTube who spoke about her partying during the pandemic and not really being happy about it. So I'm going to try to hear her out and see what she has to say. Let's get through this. Don't expect me to play the entire video in its entirety. If you want to see Tana's entire video, go watch it yourself. I'm just going to try to get through the important parts here. So let's just try to figure this out. Let's just go. Here we go.
First and foremost, I want to apologize for how long this video has taken. There is no excuse, reason, or thing I could say to make that okay, and I want to take full accountability for that. However,
Pause. Yes, absolutely. This video took way too long, Tana. Way too long. What were you doing? Partying? Literally, we watched you party on Instagram while you were supposed to be doing this video the last couple of months. So, good choice to address that first.
Understand that my actions, even over the past few weeks, have not been hand in hand with accountability. And that's a journey that I'm beginning with this video. I also understand with the white privilege that I possess, I have no right to ask or expect forgiveness from anyone that I have hurt with my actions. Over the past few months, I have seen the explosive effects of what running from your problems can do and how many people you can hurt by doing that. But I'm aware that making this video about my emotions would do nothing but be another selfish and careless action and further the problem. I want to apologize from the bottom of my heart for being such a big part of canceled culture for the entirety of my career. I don't deserve a platform if I continue to act in such a gaslighting and irresponsible manner, and I'm so sorry for how long I've done that. With that being said, I want to express my utter disgust with every single apology video I've ever made. I'm sorry for uploading them, I'm sorry for defending them, and I'm sorry for putting them out to such a huge audience. I did nothing but look at apology videos as people digging up my past again. If I'd spent the time I spent pandering, deflecting, making excuses, and spewing ignorance to millions of people becoming a better person, I would be in a far, far better place right now, and for that, I can only hold myself accountable. It is far past the time I needed to own up to my behavior and take—
Okay, so in this video, and I've seen on Twitter, people were saying Tana sounds like she's upset at her audience for this. It does seem like she's very upset, but I'm not taking it as she's upset at us. She seems upset that she's in this position and maybe about the embarrassment that it's been. But my thing is, first of all, she said she's going to take accountability multiple times, right? Weren't you partying like just a few weeks ago during the pandemic after you said you were gonna do this video? Like, if you, she's like, I'm gonna start right now. Like, why are you starting now? Because it's the end of summer and there's no more parties to go to? Or like, I'm very confused about the legitimacy of her apology because of the whole partying aspect. Like, it's coming off as she's being diligent in doing this, but how serious am I supposed to take this apology if you've been running around with your friends knowing that it was wrong, knowing that you're getting backlash? Like, you're saying I'm taking accountability. Like, girl, you said you were going to take accountability weeks ago, and you got backlash about the parties weeks ago and continued to party. So how then am I supposed to watch this video and take it to heart when I'm like, in my mind, I fully believe we're going to see Tana Mongeau at another party within the next 2 weeks. I fully believe we're going to, and then she posts this crap on social media like, Tana, everybody does naughty things every now and then, but to post it on social media, like, I don't want to be mean. I'm not going to name, but there's no other way to describe that other than utter stupidity. Because I understand everybody makes bad choices every now and then. Every now and then I have cake for breakfast, but I'm not going to post it on Instagram and air out my dirty laundry and be like, look, I'm being super unhealthy right now. Like, it doesn't seem like you took it serious at all. You posted it on social media. Let me continue with this. Good Lord, Tana.
100% accountability for my actions. And if I had wanted people to see that I'd truly grown, you'd think that my actions would have been in unison with that thought before this moment. I want you to know I'm aware of that, and I am so sorry for how much of a coward I have acted like. It's inexcusable. It's completely inexcusable. One thing I've learned over this time is the undeniable responsibility that goes hand in hand with a platform of this size. I am so sorry for ever thinking I could possess all that I have without acknowledging the extreme responsibility that comes with it. I had every single resource to change, and I am so sorry for choosing the wrong route every single time. I see so clearly now the microaggressions and terrible values that I was enveloped in for 15 years of my life. I see so clearly now the problem with the things I grew up thinking were funny and the sense of humor I developed. I now realize that the content I put out into the world and who I am has the ability to aid in either positively or negatively shaping this generation. But with all of that being said, there is no excuse for the amount of time it took me when I had every single resource in the world to become a better person in the last 3 years.
Yes, Tana, there's absolutely no excuse for the amount of time that it has taken you. But it's not even just the amount of time that it took you to take accountability. It's the fact that you knew you were doing wrong and continue to do wrong. That's what's stopping me from really fully taking this entire thing to heart. Like, she really seems like she's trying, and it's clear that she wrote some things out, which is fine to get all of your thoughts on, a piece of paper. You don't want to overlook anything. That's fine. And she does seem like she's trying to be genuine about this. But how am I supposed to take this seriously when you knew you were getting wrong, you knew you were getting backlash, looked into a camera, say we don't effing care, and you were still partying with your YouTube and TikTok friends? I lived in Los Angeles. I know how it is. I know the life. So you don't understand. I get it. I left for a reason. But it's just like, I'm struggling. I'm trying, but I'm struggling.
I had people like Colin Berry specifically call me out and try to open my eyes and make me better. But I was so stuck in my narcissistic, egotistical ways that I was convinced I was a good person and had nothing to learn. And to anyone who tried to help me during that time and I chose to look the other way, I'm sorry. Especially Colin Berry. I am so sorry. As I would grow in my career, I would claim to say that I understood the pain behind these words. I would claim to say that I knew how wrong it was to have said that at that time. But then every time I would apologize, it would be in a way that was so pandering and deflecting. It would discredit everything I had to say. And it's so sad that I was so fucking stupid and couldn't realize that. And then I would proceed to spend the next 3 years in such an unproductive cycle, wondering why these things kept getting brought up. But how could I expect anyone to forgive me in general if my apology wasn't even a sufficient apology? I selfishly decided time and time again I did not need education, and for that I am so sorry. Clearly, even based on my actions over the past few months, I have so much more growing to do, and I understand anyone who is fed up and tired, sick of it, and doesn't want to be around for that. Had a person of color done 1/10 of the antics I had done in my career, they would not have gotten to act with such privilege in the ways that I did.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Tana. Thank you. Like, it seems like she's getting through to her head, but yes, and this is something that Black people say about everything. No matter, it's not just YouTube, it's not just social media, it's the entertainment world, it's the corporate world, the business world, anything. If like what is the one of the YouTubers, Bryce Hall, he just got his electricity shut off for throwing parties during a pandemic, right? If a black person did that, the cops would be there in a heartbeat. Everybody would be going to jail. So it's great that Tana is now realizing that her privilege has allowed her to be so narcissistic and still succeed on the platform. But please understand that this applies to every facet of life. I could, like, no black person could get away with what Tana has done at all, ever. Not even an ounce, a tenth. 1 year of the nonsense that Tana has gotten into would break a black person's career. But this applies to all job communities, all types of different areas, actresses, models. Like, we can't complain. We have to put a smile on our face and fake it and pretend to be okay and just take the backlash and the negativity and the mistreatment of the rest of the world. Otherwise, we cannot have a career. So I'm happy that Tana has mentioned this in her video, because absolutely not. I myself, please, I could not get away with what Tana does at all. I don't even create problems on YouTube, and I still get racist comments. Not that I'm like super sensitive. I know how to take it, but you can clearly see the difference between Tana Mongeau as a white creator and even just myself as a black creator. There's no way. There's no way I could even, like, no freaking way. So I'm happy she mentioned it. Play, please.
And to every single person who has called me out on my performative activism, you are 100% right. It is so sad that it took me years to realize that by not apologizing and not taking accountability for my past, but then sprinkling in random acts of justice, that is performative activism completely. You cannot cover.
Once again, okay, whoever is helping Tana do this, thank you, and I really hope she follows through with this video. But Tana's not the only one doing some performative activism, okay? Those of you who are going around posting black squares during the whole George Floyd protest thing and then went back to your daily lives. You never spoke about the issue. You never stood up about the issue. You didn't have a conversation about the issue. Like, all you want to do is talk about it. But you, like, and don't give me that Jeffree Star BS, because all he's ever done is throw money at the issue. But he has not tried to rectify or teach himself or teach his audience the negativity that he's put out and that he's taught the rest of his fan base. Like, you have to try to correct your actions, okay? You can't throw money at the problem, and you can't just say, I'm sorry, and you can't just post a black tile. You have to change your behavior and rectify the situation by personally being active in a positive way, using your platform to fix the crap that you put out with your platform in the past. If you're not using your platform in a positive way, the way that you were clearly using it in a negative way, then I don't give a crap for what you say. That's how I said with, like, Shane Dawson. Shane Dawson spent 10 years perpetuating a black stereotype. Shane needs to spend the next 10 to 20 years perpetuating positivity about black people and rectifying the situation that he put on the internet. That's what you do. That's how you fix your problems. We're not here for some performative activism. Thanks for bringing it up, Tana, but you better start doing something, because if this is just words, I reserve the right to drag you in the future.
Cover up years of damage and being a hurtful person with a cardboard sign and a fucking Twitter name. And again, the fact that it took me this moment in time to realize that is so sad. To take this long to make so many people feel heard while thinking I was doing my justice by posting about Black Lives Matter or Breonna Taylor was performative activism completely. And
if all you're doing is posting, it means nothing.
I know where my morals lie, but I know that my actions have not coincided with them. I want to be the best ally, activist, and friend I can possibly be, and role model. But acting like this has been the exact opposite of that. I can never even fully resonate with the pain and anger people must have felt seeing that. I have always only judged people based on the content of their character and not the color of their skin. But for so long, I thought that was enough, and I realize now that that is not enough in any way. But if a person of color feels that your actions were racist or you said something that was racist, it is about holding yourself accountable and expressing to people that you are wrong and you are sorry, and that is not who you are. Like, how did I ever expect people to think that that wasn't who I was if I could never be fully accountable until this moment?
Pause just for people that are going through this, because even when I myself try to bring up, like, hey, this was a bit over the line or you shouldn't be saying that, I've said it in the comment section of other people's videos and got backlash from trying to bring up, like, hey, this comment, you shouldn't have said that. Understand that when black people or people of color are telling you these things, we're not necessarily saying, oh my God, you're such an awful person, you're racist. Like, we're not trying to call you racist, but we're trying to bring your attention to something that can be hurtful, not just to us, but to you, like, as a person. If people, like, hear you saying these things, it's going to negatively affect how people see you. You need to just learn from us and not be I don't know, so defensive. Like, we're not trying to harm you. We're trying to teach you and let you know this is the type of crap that hurts our community. So please don't do that. And no matter how like nice I've said it to certain people or like in the comment section, they'll just be like, "Oh my God, you're being so sensitive." Like, it's not me being sensitive. You're saying some unnecessary stuff. And it's not that I can't take a black joke or like a feminine woman joke or whatever. I can take jokes, but sometimes it's not a joke. If you're unnecessarily saying, you know, I don't know, some black nonsense that has nothing to do with the conversation, you're just bringing up some like racist nonsense, it's out of line. And when we try to tell you, don't jump down our throats, okay? Seriously, we're just trying to teach you. We're not trying to demonize you. So don't victimize yourself.
Next, I want to address the Colin Berry and Simply Nessa situations. Once again, the amount of time this has taken is completely inexcusable, and I take full accountability for that. I let my anger, ego, and pride stop me from doing what was right. And in turn, I hurt and let down and made so many people feel unheard, including Colin, Nessa, and all of their fans. And for that, I am so, so sorry. I didn't know what microaggression was and never bothered to educate myself or see any of the validity in the things that were being brought to light before my eyes, because I was so convinced that I simply wasn't a racist person and had nothing to learn.
I might have to do a video about microaggressions because I understand how people may not be getting it. So in the comment section, like legitimately, if you're one of those people, you just don't understand why black people get bent out of shape about certain things, you don't understand what is considered a microaggression, put it in the comment section below. Black people in the audience, black people in my court, don't attack them. Like, this is a very open channel, welcoming channel. If you legitimately want to learn, I have no problem taking it upon myself to teach you. So if I have to do a video explaining microaggressions, that's fine. But this, like, it's a two-way street. Just admit that, hey, I don't understand. And if you don't understand, some of us will take the time to help you out. Like, this is a very welcoming community. So if you don't get it, let us know. That's fine. Just don't get defensive about it. It's okay.
But then I think back to all of the times that Colin specifically tried to make me a better person, tried to help me understand why I was going through these scandals over and over again, tried to intensively educate me on the pain behind the words that I'd said. And I chose every single time to look the other way, not listen, and write him off as someone who was just in my ear and wanted to call me out. I can't even imagine how angry and in awe he must have felt working with me and seeing me think this way. I chose every single time to take the narcissistic route, to denote that I was a good person and I simply wasn't racist, and that's just how things were. And looking back, that is so incredibly microaggressive. I also completely validate your frustrations, Nessa, seeing me get so many things so easily that were probably so much more difficult or impossible for you. I should have spent the entirety of my career acknowledging the immense white privilege I have had, educating myself on that when people wanted to talk to me about it. I will use this information to fuel a fire under me, to assure that I am a part of the change and not the problem in this industry. When it comes to the anecdotal drama of both of those situations, I will answer any further questions with full accountability. And
I fully expect that from you, Tana Mongeau, who's not watching this video. I fully expect you to attempt to be a vessel of change and try to change the industry, because it is 100% accurate. And if you don't believe me, I've said it before, look at Jackie Aina, who has been on this platform just about as long as Jeffree Star or either any of the bigger makeup gurus, but she has significantly less of a subscriber count than beauty gurus who have been problematic and racist their entire careers. Look at the top paid YouTubers here on the platform. How many of them are people of color at all? Like, it is very obvious that it's hot in here, by the way. It is very obvious that there is a problem within the industry. It is very obvious that people of color, specifically black people, because even if you're Filipino, you're a person of color, but you still get more privilege and benefit than like a black person. Like, we're considered the bottom of the barrel, right? So it's very obvious if you go throughout any community, the gaming community, the beauty community, like any community, it's very obvious that the black people are the ones that are the least supported on the platform. So it is very important to acknowledge the white privilege that goes into that. And even as viewers, you need to acknowledge yourself that maybe you're not being as diverse as you should. It's understandable to want to follow people who are similar to you and look like you, but if your entire Instagram, if your entire YouTube subscriber list of people that you are subscribed to are simply just like white people, you're a part of the issue. And there is a lot to be gained from diversity. There's a lot to be learned from other cultures, other people, and you shouldn't be treating people differently simply because they look different than you. I have a ton of like Asian people that I am subscribed to. Great skincare, you guys. Great. I love listening to their story times, but I'm not specifically looking to follow people simply because they look like me. I'm looking to follow people who have similar ideas to me or can teach me something or are more knowledgeable than I am. I follow them for justifiable reasons. Following someone for their looks is not a justifiable reason to support them. And that's what's contributing to this disparity between support that black YouTubers and influencers get versus white influencers. And this is another reason why you don't see a lot of black influencers being problematic. We don't have that privilege. We cannot be problematic. We will be dust. We will be gone. We will be ghosted in a hot second if we do even one thing Tana's ever done. So, continuing with this video.
Better person. I still have to look in the mirror and I want to see someone I'm proud of looking back at me. This is my last apology video ever, and I am so sorry for the fucking hell I've put you through with these over the past few years. If I'm called out for something, I will be unashamed of my mistake and hold myself accountable right then and there.
Okay, that makes no sense, and you can't ever say this is going to be my last apology video ever, because we are all prone to mistakes, Tana Mongeau more than most of us. And she just said, she's like, if something happens again, please hold me accountable. You can't say that just after you said I'm never going to apologize again. Tana, that was a misstep, and maybe she misspoke, maybe she didn't realize what she was saying, but you cannot say this is going to be my last apology. You can't do that. You're not entitled to do that. That's not even your choice. If you hurt someone, you bring your butt on YouTube and you say sorry. And I'm not talking for like minuscule things that someone, like you made a joke and hurt someone's feelings, unless it was racist, then yeah, you say sorry. But like, Tana knows that she's prone to making big mistakes. So what she should have said is, if something happens, I'm going to do my best never to have to go here again, but I am more than willing to hold myself accountable and apologize when it is necessary. That's what you should be saying. Holding yourself accountable means also applying that sincerity and apology when it's necessary. You can't just be like, I'm never going to say sorry again. You can't, Tana. You cannot do that. No.
I will strip my ego and I will apologize. I will actually mend the problem versus
and then she said, I will mend the problem and apologize. So this won't be your last apology video. What you're saying is, I'm going to strive to make this my last apology video, but I'm not above apologizing when it's necessary. Who helped you with this, Tana? Do you need help? Girl, you're doing pretty good in this video. I will be your friend, because you need a friend to help you right now, okay? You need a friend. So if you need a good girlfriend, not a black friend, okay? Don't tokenize me. But if you need a good girlfriend who can tell you when you're screwing up, I'm willing to step forward. I'm willing to, this seems like a legitimate apology, and she seems like she's really trying. I'm very nice, and I tend to be naive sometimes in my niceties. We know this. You guys know I tend to just want to be friendly and bubbly to everybody. So, and I am taking this as if she's sincere about it. So I am going to, in my head, try to befriend Tana and be like, look, she's trying. But so help me God, Tana, if you step out of line.
I will make sure to be aware of the privilege I have as a white creator and do everything I can to be a non-performative ally from this point further. I need to continue to focus my energy not on fighting the old, but building the new. While I've worked on ridding so much hatred inside myself, and I know I'm not 2013 Tana, it is so apparent.
Wow. 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 Okay. No, Adam, stop it, Adam. It's Adam McIntyre popping up on the screen. Okay, well, I am very impressed at how thorough this video is. She said everything that needed to be said in this video, and I don't take her attitude as being angry that she has to make it. I take her attitude as being intensely serious about what she's saying and probably being a little bit embarrassed at where she is right now in her life. I do not use age excuses for anyone ever. I don't care if I have to drag a teenager, because I've been a teenager and I haven't done any of the nonsense that these teen TikTokers have done, young people have done. So I do not, and I'm still young, so obviously I don't use age as an excuse, and I don't let age fly as an excuse. I don't care if you're 15. I knew when I was 15 what was wrong and what was right. I knew what racism was when I was 15. You should as well. So I offer no excuses for anybody who is young. Save that for your mama, save it for your grandpa, the people that are going to fall for that crap, because you're not going to get it from me. But I'm happy she didn't use that excuse and she threw that outside. Thank you for that. It does seem like she is taking this to heart and taking it seriously. The thing that I didn't hear in this is her talking about her partying during the pandemic, because that is also a major issue that she has drastically contributed to in the past months and weeks. She's continued to do so. I'm wondering why she didn't address that. She mainly focused on the racism, which once again is 100% accurate, and it definitely is a problem. And I'm glad that people are starting to realize that when people are telling you you're being microaggressive, or they're calling you out for the things you shouldn't say, we're not necessarily saying you're a racist, awful, evil person. We're letting you know that I have to go babysit soon. We're letting you know that what you're saying is hurtful and projects very negative stereotypes and prejudices, and it hurts people, it hurts communities, and you shouldn't be saying these things. Once again, I've said that I get backlash even when I pointed out, like, hey, why was this comment necessary? Okay, I was in a motorcycle forum talking about bikes, and I had the top comment, which is why I was there to check the comments of what I was receiving, because I kept getting replies. It was like funny stuff, and the comment right below me was a guy making a joke about his motorcycle and him liking naked bikes, and he's like, I like my bikes the way I like my women, which was funny. It was funny. I can take a joke. But the person underneath him said, I like my bikes how I like my women, white. And I'm just like, why was that necessary? Why was that necessary? Why was that necessary? That's very microaggressive, especially when you know you are leaving that comment underneath, directly underneath the top comment of an African American female. Don't think that we don't know these things. That's 100% microaggressive. But of course, I get the backlash of, it was just a joke. It was just funny. So then you're going to gaslight me. You trying to blow up the kitchen today. It's very important to understand what microaggression is and not take it so personally or to heart when we're letting you know this was unnecessary and out of line. I'm happy that she is willing to learn. I'm happy that she is seeking advice and seeking help. And I'm happy that she's finally apologizing, long overdue apologize to Simply Nessa and Colin. I don't know these people personally, and I don't watch their channels, but I know what they've been through with Tana. And yes, had she listened to her friends earlier, she wouldn't be in this situation. And a lot of you watching, if you would just get out of your own head and just simply listen to the people of color and Black people around you, you won't find yourself in these situations. And instead of being so secure in your own little safety bubble, make it a mission for yourself to subscribe to other creators, subscribe to Black creators, see what it's like from other people's point of view. You know, you don't have to feel attacked. Do not feel attacked. Like in my court, I talk about race. Sometimes it's very exhausting, but I talk about it sometimes, and I let people know, even if you're not Black watching this, you're safe. And I want to help you learn. And I want you to be able to ask questions. I'm not going to attack you for asking me, about my skincare, hair care, like my brother's dreadlocks. I have a family channel. So if you want to go watch us mess with his hair, go watch it. You're more than welcome to ask questions, and you're safe here. Just don't feel like we're at war. This is a learning environment, and I'm happy that Tana has learned that this is a place where she can learn and she can grow. I'm very concerned about her not addressing the whole pandemic situation, but I am more than willing to forgive Tana for the nonsense that she has, put the YouTube community through, the Black community through, with all this performative activism BS. If I have to do a video about that, leave it in the comment section below. I will take the bullet and talk about it if it helps people learn. I'm more than willing to forgive Tana. This seems like a genuine apology. It seems like she's really trying, but if she does not actually sincerely change her behaviors, change her actions, like physically do things to better the situation, I reserve the right to revoke me accepting her apology. Like right now, I'm willing to go there. But if she is not personally taking the steps to make things better and to be a better person, then this is another performative activism trip. Like this video means nothing if you're not putting your actions behind it. Jeffree Star, Nikita Dragon, like every other YouTuber who's done an apology but never done anything to change their actions, rectify the situation, better. And Shane Dawson, like no one's going to accept your apology if you are not physically actively doing things to make things better, learning. Okay, so I'm willing to take the step to hear her out. I have heard her out. I'm willing to forgive her, but she needs to do better. If she continues to party during a pandemic, because she hasn't addressed that, so if she feels like that's okay, I reserve the right to drag you, and I probably will, because that, like, you're putting people's lives in danger and you're acting entitled as if your fun is the only thing that matters over these people's actual lives. Like, people are losing their jobs and homes and you're over here having fun, making it worse for the people who don't have millions of dollars. So, Tana, I really hope you're getting your act together. I really hope you're realizing what you have caused, what you have done, what you have perpetuated, how nonsensical and entitled you have behaved, and I hope you change accordingly. I would happily support Tana as being, you know, an ally if she was actually doing better, if she was trying to change the YouTube community and environment to be more diverse, to be more accepting. Abso-freaking-lutely, I am more than willing to open arms. Now, I tend to be one of the nicer YouTubers on the platform. I see that a lot of other people seem to be dragging her again. I'm not going to do that. I want to give her a chance to change, but you got to prove it, Tana, because if I don't see my money, if I don't see my cookies, if I don't see my snacks, if I don't see my changes, actions, and all the doings, I'll be right there dragging you too, with my sled dogs, like mushing across the slopes. I will drag you. For the time being, though, I'm going to give Tana Mongeau the space to change. All right, thank you for sitting through this video with me, this little reaction, and sitting here and experiencing me in all my extra glory. Yes, I am very extra. I know this. I'm not going to change. I am who I am. Be who you are. Leave your comments in the comments section below. Let me know what you think about this. Are you less accepting than I am? Are you expecting more from Tana? What are the problems that you might have seen with this video? Like I said, this is an initial reaction, so we'll see as time goes on if she really does change. I need to see the actions, Tana. The actions. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up, and once again, if you are not a member of my court, hello, lords and ladies. We are very fabulous over here. Welcome, diverse, accepting. We learn together, we laugh together, we play together. Please hit the subscribe button. I would love to see your face again. In the meantime, I love you and I will miss you, but you know you will see me in a future video. Bye.